Hey guys, Bridge here. In this video, I want to share with you how you can utilize dev mode for developers. So in order to access dev mode, you simply need to open up the file, and here at the very bottom hand side, you can see that there is the dev mode switch, which you can activate also using the keyboard shortcut Shift plus D. Now at this point, once you are in dev mode, you're going to notice that first of all, the menu is going to change, and we're going to start examining some of the dev mode elements and options. So I'm going to select an item, and the moment that I do so, you can start seeing that on the right hand side, I'm going to have all sorts of different useful code elements. So for example, at the very start, you can see that we have the name and also some useful historical elements. And on top of that, you can see that you can examine exactly the padding and the border values, which the moment that I select an element which has a little bit of more complexity or a group, in this case it's this auto layout element, you can see that we're going to see all of the paddings, all of the borders, and also the distance between the element which is located on the top. Now, one useful element or tool as well is using the Option Alt key as you select through the elements in Figma, since that is going to help you get some useful measurements in relation to other groups or nearby elements. And you can also find all sorts of different useful code elements regarding the layout. So you can see the display set as flex, different padding, flex directions. These can be easily copied in using the clipboard right here. And you can also find the style code directly in this section below. Now, on top of that, it's very useful to see the colors which are being used. In this case, these are the colors synced to the design system. But on the far right, you can see the hex values, which you can copy by simply clicking on them. And you can also change this to RGB or all the other elements and the color options that you have available. Usually you're going to stick with hex, but that is nonetheless an option that you can consider. And also you're going to have the export option right here, which is pretty easy to use. You have to select the multiplier. So at 1x, it's going to export it exactly at this size. At 2x, it's going to be double, 4x, 4 times, and so on and so forth. And that the same applies also for the smaller versions or the fixed width and height values, which you can adjust. You can export in PNG, JPEG, SVG, and PDF. And once you're done with this selection, you can simply export directly here, changing the name and then saving on your computer. There's also some other small options which are going to be used in some specific instances where you want to maybe change the color profile, and if you want to ignore overlapping layers or include the bounding box, that's an option that you have at your disposal as well. And one more item that I want to discuss is the plugin section. Now, dev mode is going to sync in with all sorts of different useful plugins that can be quite strategic in the development workflow. So I highly recommend you to check out the suggested and popular plugins directly here, as well as the other plugins available in the community file. Now, one more element that I want to briefly discuss are these tools right here. This one is going to enable you to measure, to make measurements between elements. This one right here is going to enable you to add an annotation. So you can write over here, you can add a property specific annotation. And this one is going to enable to leave comments. So if you need to leave comments to the design team or stakeholders, you can easily do that. And you can also use the at in order to basically add a person specifically and tag them. So this is pretty much it when it comes to dev mode in Figma. I hope this video was helpful. And if you want to learn more about Figma, I have over 100 videos entirely for free on my channel. So feel free to check them out and I'll see you in the very next one.